Hi, it's Mike, Trish, Kira and Maggie, our wee brown van. Now you can't see Kira at the moment, trust me, she is here, having a little snooze, chilling out on the mat. Now this video is going to be all about awnings. Not just any old awnings, our awnings, because these are the ones that we've got experience with. There's no doubt about it, awnings are, in my opinion anyway, a complete faff.
Give up.
They really are. So if I was you, I would think long and hard. First of all, do you want an awning? Do you need an awning? Can you do without an awning? You know, you've lasted this long without an awning. Do you really need one? Well, if the answer to that is yes, you've convinced yourself that you do need an awning, then watch on, because this video could be for you.
So we've got two types of awnings, and well, there's a link just to show you how we've put them up, etc. So the first one we've got is a Vango Galley Airway 3 drive-away awning, and we've also got the Thule wind-out awning, and we've got the two sides plus the front, and you buy these each separately, and they're all G2 I think is the name of them, that you attach in any combination that you like.
Yeah, we'll be showing you a bit about this a little bit later on in the video. If you haven't seen the two videos that we've done, as Trish said, there's going to be a link at the end of this video to both of the video reviews that we've done for the blow-up drive-away awning and also for this setup here. Well, Trish and I have got our own views about our different awnings, but there's one thing that we agree on, and that is that the Thule wind-out canopy that we have, it's an absolute must for us, because in this country of ours, Scotland, or England, Ireland or Wales for that matter, you're always going to get rain wherever you go. It's nice to give you a little bit of a shade from the sun, but we tend to use it more often than not to shelter from the rain.
Yeah.
How many videos have we done where we've tipped the canopy to one side because there's rain pouring off it? But it's a great thing because it means that we can get ourselves dry before we get into the van, don't you think?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't live without that. So I suppose the only question that remains then is which is best? Is it going to be the sides in this kind of setup, or is it going to be the drive-away awning?
In one of our videos we've shown you how we've put up the air awning, but we've never actually shown you how we've taken it down. And we had an opportunity to do that when we were staying at Barnsall. We had a beautiful sunny day and the awning was thoroughly dried, so we were able to get that all packed away and be able to film it.
We start by first of all taking absolutely everything out of the awning so that it's empty. We don't hang about, you know. Once we get going, there's absolutely no holding us back.
You're not meant to leave that open.
Oh, yeah.
Just make sure that you leave the front door open so that the air can escape when you deflate the awning. Next up, just whip out the K-door strip and the plastic figure of 8 strips. I'm now taking out the tent pegs. We take them all out apart from the 4 corners. And this claw hammer is quite useful for that.
Hello, you come in and give me a hand?
Same goes for the storm straps. Out they come. To deflate the air poles, just remove the cap and then turn the valve clockwise. We've got 3 air poles on our awning, so it's just a case of repeating the process another 2 times. Next we attach the pump and just pump away to expel the last little bit of air. Now we can remove the 4 corner pegs.
And the peg cord.
We've had the awning pitched up beside these trees in the shade. It means the grass hasn't had a chance to dry out and the awning's wet underneath. So what we're doing is we're taking the awning across the road, we're flipping it upside down so that it gets a chance to dry out. And if there's any slugs or bugs on there, then they're going to get evicted. No slugs or bugs, but there's certainly a few damp patches, so we leave it half an hour to dry, and then we come back and we flip the whole awning upside down so that it's facing the right way up again, and then we make it into that rectangle shape, ready to get folded away. It's useful if you've got a heavyweight roller to help flatten the whole thing a bit. We grab a corner each and we're going to fold this along its length into thirds. Once again I get down on the awning to squash it down a bit. I'm glad to say we've never had to do this in the rain. Packing it away wet would be bad enough, but then we'd have to get home and get the awning up somewhere to dry it off. And we certainly couldn't fit it into our garden, so I guess it would need to be a public park or something. Or it could be just the excuse that we need to go away for another break. At this point I'm tempted to have a quick snooze on this thing. Better not. It's got to get rolled up next. Before I start rolling this up, we put the pump and the pegs on top of the awning because we're going to roll it up with them in the middle. And that helps to keep it nice and tight. Trish gets the bag and she puts it down at the other end, ready for me, but it's going to take me a while. Now I've tried different techniques for rolling this up. First I've tried the belly flop and it doesn't work too well. Then I tried the chest press for a while and again that wasn't really too successful. What I find works for me is the bunny hop. Maybe I should patent this as an exercise technique. It seems to work quite well for me. I just simply hop along slowly and eventually I get there. It seems to push the air forward as I go, but when I get to the end there always seems to be a little bit of air left and a little bit of a problem. We're not quite sure why, but we always seem to be left with a bit of air inside the awning, even though we thought we'd pumped it all out. So Trish is fiddling inside for the valves and pressing them again to release yet more air. When you remove the pump, it closes the valve. So I think the trick must be to open the valve again before you roll it up, so that any remaining air can escape. We persevere with that for another 10 minutes and we eventually get it in the bag. We will become experts at this one of these days. The bag has 2 straps, they just click together and then you can tighten them up. Oh, you wanting much help? Why don't you? Give me here. Go get it.
And what a difference it makes when you've got a good day putting that awning away, I can tell you. Now as for this setup with the wind out canopy and the sides, well, we've had the sides for a little while, but we've only recently got the front section and we had a good opportunity to put that up and try that out for the first time when we were at Banchory.
The front panel just slides into the awning rail. You can slide it along so that you can position it on either side. It connects to the poles using an elasticated toggle, and you can use the same toggle for the front and side panel. There's only 3 of these to do, the top, middle and bottom. As with the sides, it's secured by pegs. And on the inside you can use these little pegs. Sometimes we don't bother. The new addition of our front panel completes the look for this awning, and all that's left really is for us to make it look nice and cosy. I think Kira approves.
When we were putting the sides up today, it was very blustery and the sides were flapping about, but when you work together as a team and pull it together, you can actually get them up.
The A-team.
I don't know about that. The Maggie team. But it brings me on to the subject about the wind. We had an occasion before where we had the wind out awning up, and it was, you could actually feel it sort of moving like this, and we thought, right, well there must be something else we can have. So we checked, and you can get storm straps.
What we have is the Thule hold down side strap kit. We've had this for about a year, but because of lockdown we've not had a chance to use it. Here's what you get in the box. You get a couple of these large stakes that would scare off Count Dracula for sure. You get 2 springs that attach to the stakes, and you also get the straps themselves. There's 2 of these, and they come in 2 parts. We got our first chance to try out the storm straps when we were at Killin.
The stakes that come with this thing, they're a beast. Look at the size of this. The first thing I'm going to do is get this in the ground. The little spring, this little spring thing goes in here. And we're going to attach the strap to that.
First thing we've got to do is this gets attached onto the awning. It sits in like that. Then you pull the strap and you have a second part with a triangle. So this part has to go
and it locks that strap in, doesn't it? It's like a buckle.
So you can see it's like that. It's got a rugged edge there, and then if you pull it, it'll not go anywhere.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
No. So then what you have to do is where Mike has put in the spike triangle onto the spring. Don't pull the spring off. Then it all goes together, and then what you have to do is tighten. Will you feel top?
Nice and tight. It's the first time we've done this, isn't it?
Yeah. Excess, feed it through. Just take it up, and we're just tying it off at the top. Keep it nice and dry.
Yeah, and there you go. And that's the second one. We've already done the first one. We wanted to have a go at this one ourselves without filming because we had no idea what we were doing. But now we do. And it can blow a gale tonight and we should be okay. So the $1 million question, you know what that is, don't you? If we could only have one of these setups, which one would we pick? It is the $1 million question, and I have to say, I'm kind of undecided. I really like the air drive-away awning. The reasons that I like that, I mean, first of all, it just gives us so much extra living space. We even had a movie night one night in there, and we sat there until late, having popcorn, watching a movie. It was great, and I've slept in it. So I had that little bed that folds out, and I could actually sleep out there in the awning. And of course I love having my Barbies. Wherever we go I have a barbecue. Now the front of the air awning has that large bit. It's covered at the front of the awning. We can sit out there, and I've got a little bit of shelter for having our Barbies, and I can even have a Barbie inside. There's that little tunnel bit that connects the van to the awning. We've had a Barbie in there before. That's a great little option. And of course the main thing about the drive-away awning is, well, the clue's in the name, isn't it? It's drive away. You just pull out that strip, whip it out, and you can drive away. You can go away for the day, do whatever you want to do, have a great day out, and when you come back, you just drive up and you reconnect the awning again. So I really like the drive away awning. But I think you prefer this setup, don't you?
Yeah. So for me, you can barbecue in here, same as the drive-away.
Yeah, you can.
You can have a combination of sides. So it might be the wind is coming from this way, so we'll just put up one side. Or you can have all three sides. You can move the front part to either section. There's a lot of combinations. It's easy to put up, easy to take down.
Yeah.
Easy to store. We've actually carry it in the van. When we don't have the drive-away awning, it's in the back of the van all the time. You don't have to wait for the weather to be nice or for it to be dry. You can take it down when it's absolutely soaking, and you just need to wipe it with a wee towel and it's dried off. So for me, I much prefer this type of awning.
Oh, good girl. Right, it's conclusion time. Alright, Kiri pups. Conclusion time. Now, I'm still kind of in favour of the drive-away awning. We wouldn't take it with us on every trip, but if we're going somewhere for a week and we're settling down in a campsite, I think it's a great thing to have. You can use that as a base and you can travel around, and you've got the van and of course your awning to come back to. That's the way I think. What about yourself?
Well, I'm going to be the voice of reason. So the drive-away awning, yes, is very good that you can leave it and it's good for obvious storage when you're out and about. However, for only 2 people, if on reflection, I think I would have went for something smaller, maybe with poles that was a lot neater for folding away.
Yeah, I think you've got a point there. The awning is bulky because it's an air awning. It's got these air poles and they're bulky compared to a poled awning. Yes, I think the poled awning would probably be better. But, you know, when it comes down to it, bite the bullet, which one would you have?
I definitely would have the sides and no air awning. I know that if you want to go out for the day, you have to take it down. However, if you were out somewhere and had stopped for lunch and you were able to, you would be able to get a side up and have a bit of shelter if you needed it, and then just pull it all back in and you just store it in the van for sleeping overnight. It's a lot more convenient. Yeah. It's a lot more flexible.
Yeah, you have got a point. You definitely have got a point.
Ultimately, you have to decide what's best for you, and really your budget as well. We did buy the 2 sides and then thought, no, we don't really need the front, and now we've bought the front. So just decide yourself what you feel is best and go with it, and don't let anybody else tell you what you should be doing.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice, and you know, having listened to both sides of the argument, I think as well, if I had to just pick one, as much as I love the drive-away awning, I think I would go for the sides and the front panel, simply because of the flexibility, and we've just been using it more, you know, and that's the proof of the pudding really, is what you use, and that's what we've been using more. So I do hope that you've found this video useful. Remember, the reviews for both of the air drive-away awning and the side setup are going to be linked at the end of this video. If you like this one, remember to give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment if you like, and hopefully you'll see us on the next one. Ta-da!
Bye!